Greetings, YouTube. Oh, Angry Avatar here. I thought I would do a tutorial. Well, not tutorial, but more of a guide, I guess, against for people who would need maybe some tips they know, maybe some tips they'd like to learn on playing Company of Heroes 2 as the Wehrmacht. And that's how you pronounce it, Wehr. That's V-E. Macht. German's a bit different like that. Depending on how successful this goes, well, I think I will. I will do an Obercommand West video as well, because I am definitely more of a German player in this game than I am an Allies player. However, that's going to change when the content from the alpha is released. Whenever it's released. I wish I could talk about it, but stupid NDA. I can't say anything, apart from the fact that it's awesome, and I'm pretty certain everyone who played it will agree, and that the faction they introduce is very good. Yeah, they introduce a faction, but I can't say anything. Right, there we go. Right, now there are various ways to start the game off. Now I'm just playing against a normal so that, you know, I'm not fighting for my life and I get to show you how it works. As Germans, you need to get your buildings, as Wehrmacht Germans, you need to get your buildings up and running as soon as possible. Because, unlike the Russians, for instance, Russians can train conscripts out of their base HQ. Americans can train GIs, and Obercommand West can train Strom Pioneers, which are excellent assault troops, especially in the early stages of the game. They will do some damage. Now, a small tip is, if you like MGs, build the MG first over your Grenadiers, because it allows your MG to get further into the map to a place where it can do its work, be, quicker. Grenadiers will catch up, but, you want your Grenadiers there first. Now, in the early stages of the game, don't worry about upgrading your territories. If you don't want to, well, if you do, then you can if you want to, but it's really not necessary. Because the simplest fact is that in the early stages of the game, you do not need munitions or fuel. You should be spending your manpower on units so that you can get a early domination of the game. You want to be building up unit strengths, not worrying about fuel points and all that kind of thing. Like, you want to get a hold of them, like what I'm doing now. It doesn't matter that the Russians have got, like, one. It's not a huge, thing. But you want to be getting units out, rather than anything else. That should be your priority in early game, is getting units out. And always remember to jump walls. A lot of new players don't remember to do that. If you're good at micromanaging, or if you're just paying attention to a particular unit or units, remember to jump obstacles. Because if I didn't jump that wall, my unit would have had to have gone all the way around the road just to get to there. Or all the way back around there. It will save you time. It will save you a good amount of time. Now, if you can, be aggressive with your MGs. Move them up as far as you can successfully get them, so that you're guarding in front of your victory points rather than the victory points, or even behind the victory points. You want to be in front of them. Now that should be done by now, yeah. Now in the case of an MG unit, I'm just gonna stick it there. That should be a good enough spot. See, now that's guarding that, which is denying it to the enemy. It doesn't matter even if I don't capture it, it's the enemy isn't being able to use it. Now, because I only have one MG team, I am just building a thing. Get the first thing up. You can go off there afterwards. There we go. But that's just to guard this victory point here, because we want to. That's the key. Most of the games you're going to play in Company Heroes, unless you play custom matches constantly with friends or something like that, most of the games you're going to be playing are going to be victory point games. Which means you should... Now, the other thing is commanders. Now, you can start off the bat by picking a commander you'll enjoy playing with. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I think they should have been suppressed by now. They're going to stay there and they're going to move out.
Our headquarters has been improved. We can now build light mechanized infantry. The enemy is taking our territory.
See, they've got them pinned down there.
Grenadiers, it will be our territory.
And what is my MG doing? Can you please suppress the Russian conscripts today? This year? This is really unusual. They should have been suppressed by now. I've never seen a unit able to hold against suppression so successfully. Like, they should have been suppressed minutes ago, like that. Sorry, pinned. I've never seen such an ineffective suppression. Now, another tip is to be aggressive. Exploit where your enemy is not. You don't have to be that insultive to Russians. I mean, they're not that bad. I know you're fighting war against them, but... Now, see, that's what the Russians are doing to me at the moment. They're moving forces through the area I don't have any men at. Just disrupting my supply line. See, that's all cut off now. Now, I'm moving back to take it, but I'm going to have to beat that Russian penal unit in order to pull it off. Now, once they've capped that... See, we've got 2 units of Russians who are in this nice little gap that I don't have any men in. I'm going to pull them back. Now, remember to use falling back. Falling back is such a very important thing that a few people don't do. I don't remember use special weapons, because that happens. Because you want your veterancy, especially as Germans, you want your veterancy. Russians, it doesn't actually matter that much. That is,
We are losing a sector.
I'll pull them back. Now, another tip that's good for Germans is to build a bunker at your HQ when you've got spare manpower. It's a very good idea. Because when you're doing this, when it's finished, I'm going to turn it into a medical bunker.
The enemy is taking our territory. It's ready to use.
I'm going to upgrade that to that and knock that armor out.
Enemy forces are securing our
That.
territory.
Armor piercing. I love incendiary armor piercing ammunition. It's good. Now, see how I've got an excess of manpower? Now I'm going to put some points up. You want to put them in the most adequate position, so your rear zone ones would be your first. And then you probably want your your most extreme flanks as well. Because the center ones are going to be your most bitterly contested. It doesn't matter whether you're playing against a player or whether you're playing against the computer. Your most heavily fought over sectors are going to be the center. Unless you have the center locked up, and otherwise your enemies may very well try to go around your defenses. I hate bloody flying powers. They're so damn annoyingly good.
Grenadiers!
I don't know why it's annoying. Oh, effective flamethrowers are. And then we're getting that up. Now, when I get the hands, I'm going to deploy a flak panzer. Now, as you can see, my Russians, because they're only on medium, the Russians aren't deploying armor at the moment. I mean, they got a light car, but it's not armor. Flak panzer is an excellent vehicle to get your hands on reasonably early in the game. Okay, pull that, guys. And I'm going to pull that back too. Now we shall upgrade this to a medic point, and then it's going to heal all my units that fall back.
We are losing a sector.
We are ready for action. On the way.
Because that's the one thing a lot of German commanders do not do, is do a simple thing of building a bunker at your HQ and building a field hospital. That extra HP on your health bars is going to make a hell of a difference. I mean, massive. It cannot be underestimated how much of a difference filling up your health bars are. I mean, it's just essential. See, now the Russians have no answer to my flak panzer. And I always tell my grenadiers to attack move. I do this for all tanks and rifle-equipped units because they're most suited to engaging at long distance anyway. So you might as well allow them to fight at their best. I mean, I'm not micromanaging and telling them to get into cover and all of that stuff. I mean, you know, I should be, but it's generally not required. Now I'm pressing home my advantage. You cause annoyances for your enemy. You take it can't cancel that. Still hit some people though. You try to press your advantage for as long as you can. So I'm going to start pestering the base with the flak panzer because the Russians have nothing to answer but flak panzer. I don't know where they're going. Now you see they've got nothing, and I am now causing a pain. Now you probably, well, it depends on what kind of player you are, but generally you're not going to be versing well, for me, easy opponents. I mean, some people have difficulty with RTSs. It's a thing. I mean, some people are tactically minded, others are not, and there's not much you can do about it. If you're not, then you're gonna, you're just always gonna have that little trouble. You get the hang of it, but it's just never gonna click. But for people who can play RTSs, it'll click, and it'll click well. Company Heroes is where that's one of the best RTSs you can currently buy that any company is producing. I mean, if you don't like the Second World War, Company Heroes is only the Second World War, so you're kind of stuffed. But the simple fact is that it is a great franchise. See, I mean, I'm wrecking their base, and their heavy machine gun emplacement is doing nothing against my Black Panzer armor. Now, I'm not using my infantry because the simple fact is that they can't do particularly anything against...
Our renovated HQ is ready, and heavy tanks are now available.
Come on, try and eliminate this bloody sniper. I hate snipers. They're not very good, but it doesn't stop me from hating them. Always use special abilities. Will always be good for you. Now, I'm going to set up a bunker here to pin them in. Now, I'm working from the assumption that my Flak Panzer will either be destroyed or it will be pushed back back by enemy armor. Because it's only flak panzer. It could take on T-70s, but it can't really fight against heavier opponents. It's great against infantry, light vehicles, aircraft, but that's going to pin in any infantry that try to exit this side of the base. I'm going to pull these guys back, and I'm going to put some munitions and fuel caches up and so on.
Seizing territory.
The bunker has been improved with an
But you also, as a German player, you also want to use bunkers. I mean, bunkers are in your arsenal. Russians, no Russian command, no Russian commander setup has access to bunkers. It's not, they don't have access, period. So, it's something you have over Russians that... It's an advantage you have over Russians. You have static defensive positions that are incredibly tough against infantry.
The adversary has slipped to 100 points.
Now, I'm going to pull these guys back, but not before I give them a present.
Get back to base now!
It's ready to use. Capture complete.
Now, I'm going to build a Panzer.
Yes?
Now, Panzer IV is your ubiquitous vehicle of the German Wehrmacht. Panzer IV will do everything.
Enemy is down.
It will damage heavy armor, it will fight medium armor, it will massacre infantry in a short period of time.
Soviet Allies attack! Using rifle grenades! Get fucking moving! We got them!
It will do whatever you need it to do. But it is only a Panzer IV. I mean, despite how good they are, they're not invulnerable, they're not invincible, they're not any of that stuff. There you go, I've already won. But I hope this helps. Some simple tips, ideally, about how to play as German Wehrmacht. See the next video in my series, well, my Company Hero series. I will title them appropriately, and we'll run through the basics and some of the advantages and disadvantages of the Oberkommand West. Until then, please sit through this loading screen. And next time, I will see you all on the internet. And till then, you've been with the Angry Avatar. Please leave a like and dislike if you don't like it. You know, both important. And I'll see you next time on the battle.